and welcome. My name is Jocelyn and today we are doing Shop My Stash for the month of October. I'm so excited. I love fall. I love October. And this is an extra special Shop My Stash because it is in collaboration with the beauty reviewer here on YouTube. She is also uploading a Shop My Stash and we decided to make this a themed Shop My Stash, and the theme is fall. So we're going to be pulling for fall themed items. That's probably very much up to interpretation, but whatever strikes me and makes me feel fall, which for me is often like warm, maybe grungy kind of colors. So I guess we'll see when we're going through my collection. I mean, there's some categories that aren't going to be too fall themed, like foundations and concealers and powders, that kind of thing. But I am thinking in lip products and eyeshadow products. I think that we'll be able to get some fall themed items in those categories. So if you're not familiar with what Shop My Stash is, I'll give it a little tiny brief outline. It is a way to circulate through your makeup collection if you have a relatively large-ish makeup collection, or if you just have several products in each category. It allows you to make sure that you have eyes on all of those categories and throughout the year circulate through them so nothing stays stagnant for too long and you don't forget about some of the things that might be in your collection. So I hope that it might give you some inspiration to go through your collection and pull out some things that maybe you haven't used in a while. So I will leave the beauty reviewers video down below so you can go check it out. Definitely go watch it after you have finished mine. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this first drawer is my foundations, concealers, primers, and powders. We are going to bring in, I don't know that I can wear either of these concealers yet. They're a little too light for me. Yeah, no. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to pull in either of these concealers, so I'll have to just keep using the ones that I'm using right now. I am going to bring in this Too Faced powder. This is the Ethereal Setting Powder. I only have two setting powders right now. I have this one and the Hourglass one, so I've just been circulating through the two of them. So we're gonna bring this one in. I am going to pull in, I'm also gonna bring in this little Hourglass primer. This is the last Hourglass primer that I have, so I wanna go ahead and I think it's getting a little bit old, so I wanna go ahead and pull this in. And then in terms of foundations, I do have a handful in here. I am keeping one foundation in my beauty box, and I think I want to bring in, I think I want to bring in this one. This is the Tarte Water Foundation. I have mine in the shade 12N Fair Neutral. I really, really like this foundation. It is a more liquidy foundation, and I do have oily skin, but it works for me. And that gives me two foundations. That might, yeah, I think that's going to be fine. I think I just want to go ahead and stick with those two. And that, I guess, does it for this drawer. All right, next we have face palettes, bronzers, blushes, and highlighters. I think that I took almost all of my highlighters out of my beauty box, so I do need to pull some in. I haven't really used my Ofra highlighters in a while. I am going to bring this Ofra highlighter in. This is in the shade Glazed Donut. It is one of the Nikki Tutorials collaborations with Ofra, so I'm going to bring this in. I really like these. And then in terms of blushes, I almost pulled this in last month, but I didn't, so I am going to bring this in this month. This is also a very warm toned blush, which I think will work really well with the warm toned shades that I'm planning on pulling in to fit the fall theme. And I think that actually might be it. I'm working on a couple bronzers in project pans, so I don't really want to pull any of those in. I now have 3 highlighters and the blush duo, and I think, yeah, that's gonna do it for this drawer. Ooh, out of this drawer, I haven't used this palette since I moved into my new house, but it does, okay, there's a major glare on this. There we go. That's gonna have to work. So I haven't used this since I moved into the house that we currently occupy and own, but it reminds me very fall-esque, especially all of these warm tones up here and then some of these green grungy tones down here. I might pull some of these out and play around with the formation of this, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and bring this in because a lot of these feel very fall-esque to me. So we're gonna bring this magnetic customized palette in, and I think that's gonna do it from this drawer. And now we are down to my palette drawer, and I really don't know what I'm going to pull out of this. I kind of think of the Natasha Denona Gold palette, or does this look more summer? I feel like it's a little bit of both. We're gonna put this one off to the side for now. Another one that I was kind of thinking of is the Master Palette. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna bring this in. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hill and Master Palette by Mario. This feels very fall to me, very grungy and warm toned. So this feels like just the perfect palette for a fall theme. So we're gonna bring this in for sure. Next, I wanna bring this in, and initially you might think that this feels more spring-esque, but for some reason I'm getting strong fall vibes. I think it's because these are a little bit more dusty than they are bright and springy. Maybe not all of you will agree with my fall assumption on this, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring this in. And I think I'm also going to go ahead and pull in the Natasha Denona palette. I don't have to use it, but I'd like to have the option to use it. And it's been quite a while since I have brought it in. I think that I've had it not in my immediate collection for a couple months now. So we're gonna go ahead and bring this one in too. Okay, and that is gonna do it from the palette drawer. All right, moving into my first set of single shadows, and we are looking for some fall shadows. Now, one thing I will say is I haven't picked a new single shadow for my project pan in terms of my ColourPop Super Shock shadows, and I kind of wonder if this would be a good option. Oh, it's so pretty. Ooh, that's gonna be a really hard shade to pan. What is this? This is the shade White Rabbit. It is getting a little dried out though, so maybe I should bring this one in to use. Okay, well, I think we are bringing in this ColourPop Super Shock shadow. I have been meaning to pull one in to start project panning. I am project panning all of my ColourPop Super Shock shadows this year. Not fully, just hitting pan on them, and I needed a new one, so this is the one we're gonna pull in. I feel like I recently brought this one in to use. Oh, that does feel very grungy though, doesn't it? I'm gonna bring this one in again. I think I only used it maybe once the month that I brought it in, so we're gonna bring this in again. This is the Morphe Pressed Pigment in the shade Coffee and Drama. It is a really pretty color. It's a very grungy gray taupe color. I think that's actually gonna go ahead and be it from this drawer because I brought in quite a bit of palettes and I don't wanna oversaturate myself. All right, next we have my liquid lipsticks. I think the first one that just screams fall to me is this one right here. This is the Kylie Velvet Liquid Lipstick in the shade Shook. So we're gonna bring this in. It's very fall, very warm toned color, and I really like this formula. Not her matte one, but this one's good. Oh, you know what? I kind of want to bring this one in right here. This is a ColourPop Satin Lip in the shade, I think, Hutch. This is in the shade Hutch. It's a deep kind of vampy purple color. Very appropriate for fall, I think, and also it's month of Halloween, so maybe I'll get some use out of this one. I kind of want to bring this Jouer one in also. It also reminds me of fall. It's a very pretty grungy color. This is what it looks like. Really pretty. Definitely like a cool toned brown, very grungy, very fall, and I think that's going to do it from this drawer. Next, we have a drawer with my lip liners and lipsticks. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring this color in. This is a NARS Audacious lipstick in the shade Audrey. This is what it looks like right here. This top swatch, really pretty, I think very fall-esque. So we're gonna bring this one in, and that's actually gonna do it from this drawer. The last drawer we have here is just a very small one. It just has some collection of my kind of liquid shadows as well as a couple pigments. The one that I want to bring in from this drawer is this shade right here. This is an Urban Decay Moon Dust shade in the color Solstice. It's kind of like a cranberry blue toned shade. I don't know how well that'll pick up. There's kind of swatched right there, but it's not picking up quite as well on camera, but it's this really cool kind of cranberry shade with a blue flash to it. It's a really neat shade, so we're gonna bring that in, and that's, I think, well, let me swatch this one real fast. I haven't used this liquid shadow yet. This is one of the Stila Shimmer and Glow eyeshadows in the shade, what is this, Twig. This is what it looks like right here. I haven't used it, but let's go ahead and bring it in because it's this nice rusty brown color, and maybe I'll like it. I don't know, we'll see. And that's gonna do it for this drawer. All right, so there is my beauty box all filled up. So on the top here, we have my lip products, the glitters, and the single shadows that we pulled in, along with just some rollovers for last month and some Project Pan items. So this is the ColourPop shadow that we added into Project Pan, and then this shadow right here is also a Project Pan. This section right here didn't change, so I have some specialty shadows over here, and then some everyday things like mascara, eyebrow products, and eye primer over here. And then we have, this drawer actually changed quite a bit. So I brought my powder in, this foundation, and this primer back here, but this Ofra foundation is a rollover, and so is this RMS Beauty concealer. I actually have one other thing that I need to put back in here. I had originally pulled out this Bare Minerals concealer to roll a different concealer in, but I don't have any concealers that are in my shade right now besides this one and this one right here. So we're gonna go ahead and put this one back. And then over here, the only two products that are rollovers are the ones in the back. So a highlighter that's in my Project Pan and a bronzer that's in my Project Pan. The other three items in here are new. And then down here, I tried to add two of the eyeshadow palettes that we brought in. So the Anastasia Beverly Hills and the Viseart palette I added in here. I also have two rollovers. Well, actually, this one's in a Project Pan, this Too Faced one, and then this Kevyn Aucoin one I'm still testing out because it's a recent add to my collection. And then I just have my two sprays. Also over here, you'll notice that I have an Estee Lauder foundation. I am trying to Project Pan that. I think I maybe have like one use left out of it, but I leave it out and tipped upside down so that I can get everything out of it. And then over here, I do have my palettes, the rest of them. Just these two are new. These all are rollovers. These two are in Project Pan. So I have the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and the Naked 3 palette. And then these two are rollovers. My mom and I were in Ulta the other day and she got me this. This is a ColourPop X's and O's palette. This is what the inside looks like. I have been using this for the last probably week or so and I've been enjoying it, but again, I just got it and I've only been using it for the last week, so I'm gonna keep this in. And then I didn't really use the Naked palette that much this last month, so I want to make sure that I keep this in and use it a little bit more. And that is what everything looks like. All right, and there are all of the products that I will be using for the month of October. Actually, I am expecting a package in the mail, hopefully in the next week or two. So there are a couple of new products that I might be adding into my collection that I will be using throughout the month of October. So if you'd like to see what those are, definitely hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to go check out the Beauty Reviewers video. I will again have it linked down below so you can easily click on it and get directed to her channel. She does Shop My Stashes all the time, and she is also involved in Project Pans. So if any of those pique your interest, definitely go check her channel out. If you'd like to see more content from me, don't forget to subscribe. And I think that's everything I have for you today. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.